You're so stupid, go on ahead. Or whatever in the world it is.
No one wants to hear this shit.
That's right.
This is Winging It, the sometimes whimsical, certainly whirring, decidedly wonky, seldom weighty, endlessly well-intentioned, and wildly witty show about music where one knows what's coming and the other doesn't. And it happens, as you know, in between both proper to ensure you can spend anywhere from 15 to 180 minutes with us every week. And, well, usually the standard lazy default version is, I don't know, jack shit, and Christina's doing all the heavy lifting and presenting the show. Well, actually, it's bone time. I'm gonna do a show here, and this one has to do with. Hopefully there are no pussified fence sitters on this one. Hopefully everybody is very fiercely opinionated, as we usually are, about the issue of worst band names.
Oh, boy.
Yes. I mean, that's one. I mean,
it's a good one.
There should be some passion in this one.
Oh,
you know?
There is. Oh, there is.
And I'm going to say that there is simply no excuse for a lousy band name.
I agree.
If you get stuck, just do like Avenged Sevenfold and drive like Jehu. Pick up a Bible. And I'm not a King James onlyist, but if you want a really grabby handle for your new ensemble, the KJV is your best bet. Scour the Old Testament especially, and soon you'll have more viable names than you can shake thy rod and thy staff at, like Give Up the Ghost. I like it, personally. And no, I don't know if there's any of these bands actually exist. So if you're a Give Up the Ghost fan, kindly let us know. Here's a couple more. Psalm 91 has two of them back-to-back. Snare of the Fowler. That's a pretty good name. And Noisome Pestilence. Come on, that's a good one.
They're quite biblical.
They're quite biblical. Yeah. I mean, you want to be in Noisome Pestilence. You want to listen to Noisome Pestilence. That's where the party's at. You know?
I'm not sure, but I might.
I mean, they could tour together even, you know. There's, what about Sore Vexed? That's or as an alternative, if you're going to use the word vexed, I'd probably go with Vexed Unto Death. That's a good one. Grievous Curse. There's one. Throne of Iniquity. Choice stuff right there at your fingertips, and since it was published 412 years ago, all safely in the public domain, there you go. True. You're welcome. Not to mention subject matter. Look at the Metallica Boys, the Four Horsemen, based, of course, on the Book of Revelation from Kill 'Em All. Ride the Lightning gives the story of the Israelites' last night in Egypt in bondage, detailing the first Passover down to the death of the Egyptians' firstborn, while leaving the houses with the lamb's blood on the door in peace. This is Metallica. And while it's true the angel of the Lord responsible never identifies himself as creeping death, the account is quite faithful. Now to Gehenna with all your shitty band names. Be better. How do you feel about this one? Imagine Dragons.
It sounds like a children's book.
It does.
I don't know. I mean, why are you going to... I'm just saying. Imagine Dragons. Are you going to name a band where the wild things are? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, Imagine Dragons with severe developmental disorders.
I'm just saying, yeah.
Rendering them...
maybe a pop-up book.
Rendering them with the brain of a rutabaga. Yeah, pop-up book is just about right.
Perfect.
And one with, like, felt on it where you can feel it.
That would be it. What is it, the caterpillar one? Like the one where it's touchy-feel, like the Velveteen Rabbit, you could pet the rabbit.
You know? Yeah. Well, any of these people would still come up with a better band name than that. Yeah. Among my personal picks, I'm going to ask you about yours in a minute. Ned's Atomic Dust Bin. To me, that's just a crap name. What do you think?
It's a shit name. Sorry. It's a shit name.
And I personally, my gorge rises at Cherry Poppin' Daddies. I just find that disgusting, you know. I don't know why. Zoot Suit Riot's a cool song and all.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I wonder the origin of some of these band names, though. Are they tongue-in-cheek, or are they serious? Are they based on an inside joke? Is it like a bet gone bad? What is it?
Yeah, it's a poor choice. It's a poor choice for a song, but with a band, everything is tainted by Cherry Poppin'. Okay. By the way, Zoot Suit Riot. I actually found out that I didn't know that was historical events. You know,
yes.
Only recently I found out about that.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Well, what about Bowling for Soup? That's pretty.
I got to get out of here. That's
lame.
Lame. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Really, bowling for fucking
it's so
soup?
Stupid. I don't get it.
Admittedly,
there's got to be something in there. It's got to be based on historical facts or something,
right?
Of the people in those bands.
Admittedly, they are uninspired and dead band names that are somewhat sanctified because of the association with the groups that we already know. Like lame shit like the Cars.
Oh, yeah, that's really lame.
The Police.
Yeah.
And any city, state, country, continent, or name kind of sucks, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, but Europe and Asia and Kansas and Boston.
I'm out.
Kansas is a shitty name, but you associate it with great music. You can expect them to sound like Alabama with a name like that.
And they do.
And they do.
Yes.
What? Kansas sounds like Alabama?
No, Alabama sounds like
Oh,
Alabama.
Alabama. Yeah, exactly. And not some.
Kansas sounds like Kansas, but not what I thought Kansas would sound like if it was a band called Kansas.
You would expect them to sound like Alabama.
Exactly.
And it's
but
really
I also expect Alabama to sound like Alabama.
Explosive, progressive, hard rock.
Absolutely.
And that's they complain. I like what they say is like the thing about progressive rock is the rock is missing. A lot of it isn't heavy enough, and they've certainly taken care of that.
True.
Do you have any picks? I don't have much more to say about that. Do you have any picks of your personal pet peeves?
Dexy's Midnight Runners.
Come on, Eileen. You know
It's such a stupid name.
It's a pretty crap name. It is. You know?
I don't really understand that name at all. Jefferson Airplane. I like Jefferson Starship better, but Jefferson Airplane. What are we doing? Why do we keep going back and forth? I don't know. The band is a pretty stupid name.
It is, and the band is great. You think, wow, they're the
so
friggin'
great.
band. They're fantastic.
Exactly. Are they the band? I don't know.
Yeah.
I will say Crosby, Still, Nash and Young. I'm just not sure. Why do we want to sound like we're a law firm? Maybe think of a different name. Let's come up with something more exciting. But we have to say 45 names before we... Oh, do you like the band Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young? Wait, never mind. Young's not in anymore. Crosby, Stills, and... I don't understand.
It does sound like a law firm. In fact, Kirstie Alley on an episode of Cheers was telling someone she worked for the law firm of Emerson, and she paused and said Lake and Palmer, because it does sound like that,
Same with Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Yeah,
it's just like...
I'm an associate.
And it's the thing is it an ego thing? Like, I've got to have my name in the title of... just stop it. Mm-mm. I mean, it's not called Baldwin and Baldwin. That would be a stupid name for a band, right? I mean,
I think it would, yeah.
It would be stupid, right? I mean, are you guys a law firm? No, we're a band. Well, that's stupid. Why are you called Baldwin and Baldwin?
What do you fix refrigerators?
Yeah,
what do you do?
What's up with that? It's just stupid. So I think some of those, like, that are really, really, like, low-hanging fruit. Bow, wow, wow.
Ugh. Groan.
I don't care if you want candy. I don't want to hear about it. I don't give a shit. I mean, there's so many, but... those are some of the ones that come into my head. The Go-Go's is a stupid name.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say.
Right. I mean, without the Go-Go's being attached to it, it's a stupid name.
So
if it's a new band, it's like, let's call ourselves the Go-Go's. No, let's not.
No, let's not. And I mean, I'm cool if, like, let's say, for example, if you called yourself something like the Go-Go Girls and you wore little cute boots, like Go-Go boots or something, that would be adorable. But you sing Walk Like an Egyptian. Why are you called the Go-Go? I mean, Bangles, sorry. The Bangles also I hate. So I hate the Bangles and then the Go-Go's. So you're Go-Go's and you're singing about vacation. I don't get that. Are you going on vacation? I don't understand. And then we have the Bangles who are talking about a manic Monday and walking like an Egyptian. I don't understand any of it. Like, what the hell are you doing? The Bangles?
Yeah. I mean,
the big huge pack of bracelets.
Yeah.
I don't. Everything But the Girl. I like that, but it's a strange name. But I like that name. Why? Because you're like, Everything But the Girl. What the fuck?
Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Frank, I do like that too. Let's talk about some stuff we like, but I mean, there's some, like, one of my favorite names for a band was 10,000 Maniacs
with Natalie
Merchant.
Yeah,
cool name, 10,000 Maniacs. I was like, that's very specific.
Yeah, it's a lot of maniacs.
It's not like 9,999 maniacs. No, it's 10,000 maniacs.
I think it's a play on the movie. I forget if it was 10 or 2,000 or something like that. Maniacs, one of the real early slasher, big-time slasher movie from the 60s.
Got it.
I think that's what it's based on, but it's certainly a novel name.
What's funny is No Doubt. I like that name.
Yeah, No Doubt works.
Like, No Doubt. Like, I also like In Excess. So there's some of them that seem like they might be stupid, but they actually work for a band. U2. Weird, but okay. It's a cool name. U2 what? There's the U2. Me too what? Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, I mean, are you talking about the plane? I mean, are you talking about, are you bombing here? Yeah, our music is the bomb, or U2,
Yeah, but I like it because you're like...
It's not bad.
Why?
No, it's not bad.
But is it, like, revolutionary? No. But it's, even the band, yes. I'm like, what a stupid name. Yes. I don't understand it.
That I don't mind because it's just something affirmative about it. It's simple. It's clean.
It's affirmative. It's yes. It's clearly affirmative. But I don't get it. Just yes. I mean, you couldn't come up with anything else. They're like, yes, we could have, but we didn't. So I think there's a ton of names like that. I love King Crimson. I think that's a really
it's a sharp,
cool name.
It's a name with a lot of, it can do anything. It's
exactly.
It's like Van Halen versus Rat Salad. I mean, it's a name where you can grow with it. I mean, it's a you don't know what a King Crimson is going to do. You know,
right. And
21st Century Schizoid Man. I Talk to the Wind. I mean,
what
are you going to do?
And Genesis is a great ass name as well. That's really cool. And I like that. The evolution of that band was unexpected. But where it started was very interesting. So I think Genesis is a cool ass name. But some of the other stupid names I think are mostly from the 80s, like A Flock of Seagulls. I'm out. I don't. What? I don't understand.
Yeah.
And then what is it? Oingo Boingo was one. Why are you calling your? I don't know what Oingo Boingo exactly means, but I don't understand that for a name.
Danny Elfman of all people.
Of all people. And The Cure is a cool name.
It is.
Because it indicates to me that what they're doing is maybe a cure for whatever ails you, which I kind of dig. So I think it actually is kind of a psychological trick.
We know you're ill. We're the cure. I mean, it's like that.
I dig it. But I think there are a lot of stuff in the 80s that is just really horrendous. So many things. Madonna was an exception. That was a pretty cool name. It
is a good name. Yeah, Madonna and Prince are the best single names.
Come on. Yeah. I mean, I wish Michael Jackson... I mean, I'm glad that he went by Michael Jackson, but couldn't he have had like a one-name thing? That would have been so cool.
Well, he could... When you say Michael, he's the first thing, you think of.
I think Michael Jordan, though, too.
Well, that's the problem. You'd have to specify music, whereas Madonna, there's no Madonna in sports.
No, it's just Madonna.
Just Madonna,
Yeah.
So Michael couldn't go by just Michael, but whereas a Prince can, obviously,
Right, UB40 is a stupid band name. Named after a tax form.
A form, right.
Yeah, I'm out of there, right. Yeah. So that...
Thrilling,
There's some really stupid names. I mean, there's so many, but those are just some of the ones that came to mind because I didn't know what you were going to talk about. But those are some that came to mind. But there are literally just hundreds of thousands of stupid band names. And I'm sure they have their reasons. And I'm sure maybe it's something personal or steeped in some sort of tradition or some sort of bet they lost. But we're the ones that have to deal with it. So
true,
but nothing. I have a real issue with generic names. The Cars, the band.
The Cars is terrible.
I can't.
Terrible.
And they're such a great band.
Yes,
why would you call
they
yourselves
are.
The Cars.
Well, Eagles. Is that really a great? I mean, it's a little bit better than Cars,
at least
but
it gives you a visual of like a beautiful bird.
Yeah, as opposed to a boring ass car. Some cars are cool though.
Yeah, and the Pretenders. I'm like, it's an okay name, but
I kind of like that one. Yeah,
but it kind of leads me to think that. You're fucking with us. You're the Pretenders? Great. Well, I'm out. I don't want to hear any Pretenders. I'm good. So I don't know. It's interesting, but I think some people will be like, oh, but I love that name. You love that name because you love that band. If that band had a different name, you would still love that band. I love the name The Band. It's so, minimal. It's so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand it, but it's too bad because the music is great.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, there's some off the top of my head. There's so many, though.
All right. I thought there'd be some strong opinions on it. You can run by, you can send us some emails, name some of yours, and I'm sure Christina will read them. Sorry.
And probably either disagree or not. What are some of your favorite indie band names? I want to hear that.
All right. You know how I retain very little of what we do here. However, there are indie band names that I do like and I can actually recall. Everybody can't be... Cent or Professor P. Soup. Pityingly, I say this with a great deal of compassion for you all. But some of them I actually like Electric Mind Machine, great name.
Yeah, that's cool.
Bad Mary, I actually like that name for some reason. I know.
I don't know. That's like Bad Baby or Bad Dog or Bad Bunny.
Oh no. Well, admittedly, Bad Bunny has tainted the word bad for all time. The worst artist of history of humanity. Has now sullied the word bad, which used to apply to good groups like Bad Mary. So Electric Mind Machine, going to take a second to think, but there are some very, very shrewdly named
Black
indie
Mamba's
bands.
Cool.
Black Mamba.
That is
now,
very cool.
Yes, it has a little bit of crossover. You can think Uma Thurman's character in Kill Bill. You can think it's the nickname, and I didn't even know this, of the late basketball great Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
But it's a great name for a great... It just suits them. I don't know why. This great band has undergone a number of lineup changes, and it just suits them. I love the name Black Mamba. I love the band. And that's a good example. Thank you. I'll probably think of 1,000 of them later when the tape stops rolling.
Yeah.
But do you know the same groups I do? Give me a little prompt here.
Definitely the Tragic Radicals. That's a very cool name. That's one of my favorite band names. It just conjures up all kinds of things, and they could not be two of the nicest people in the entire world.
Fabulous example.
AJ and Tyler.
Tragic Radicals, great group. Two people will kick your ass like you simply can't believe two people ever could.
Right, and with their name too. It's all good.
I really have no beef with the name Bat Farm either.
I love Bat Farm.
Right? It's a good one.
I will say, they have the cutest shirts and the cutest merch and everything too, and they're just a badass duo. I'm just telling you, I love the name of that band. Also, I love Mantic. Well, I love that band and the name. Mantic is also a very cool name. I love the name Mantic. I think it's just kind of powerful, and they also happen to kick ass. I like Film Speed. Film Speed's a very cool name for a band, and they're a fucking great band as well.
Thank you so much for giving me the Film Speed CD. They do indeed kick ass.
They do kick, and they're just good guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're just good guys. So that also makes it really nice. I'm trying to think of other band names that I really like. There's so many out there. Those are some that I listen to myself a lot. That's why they're right there, low hanging fruit. But what other ones?
I can dig Kittenhead as well.
Oh, Kittenhead's very cool, and they're a badass
good name,
band too.
Bad band. In fact, let's see. Could there possibly be a tie here? I think I went to see Kittenhead. That was my intention to do, and
you
unwittingly stumbled in and met Ascent and Christina, and here we are to this very day. So.
4 years later.
Has nothing to do with the fact how much I like the name. It just happens to be a good name. But good music, too. So anyway, yes, here we are, 4 years later.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think there was there's so many great band names. I wish I would have been more prepared. But I was thinking, some indie bands have really great names because they've been more creative. Darn it. Hang on. Anxious Annie's a cool name, too, because it actually conjures up like a feeling in me. When I hear Anxious Annie, I'm like anxious, right? And then I'm like, who's Annie? But then the anxiety starts right away because I'm Anxious Annie. So I think that's a cool name too. Interesting and cool. So yeah, I think there's so many.
Yeah, speaking of Annie, I think Trashy Annie is pretty cool. Maybe it's because I like Trashy Annie's music. But somebody put her in for a show, the album called Sticks and Stones, definitely worth hearing. Somebody put her in for a Grammy for something too. Hopefully she'll...
Yeah, well, I like the fact that everyone's capitalizing on this Annie situation.
Annie, get your gun. Annie, it's just that kind of name.
It is that kind of name.
Annie, are you okay? That's the real question.
I am okay. I'm going to look really quick.
You've been hit by a smooth criminal, I think, Annie.
Oh, absolutely. Are you okay, Annie?
Annie,
I think
are you okay?
All right, so a couple that came to mind here, and there are so many. Keep in mind that there are so many, but I really like Little Galaxies.
Not bad, yeah.
It's a really good, and by the way, they're a really fucking amazing band, Little Galaxies, and I also like Frequency Within. So, I mean, it seems like it's more kind of low-hanging fruit, but it's not. To put those two things together, I really like it, and it works for their band. There's so many more. You can throw one in. I like the Quarantined.
Who's that great band in Vegas we always play? I really love those guys. I'm not sure if their name is good, though.
Stanley Avenue.
Yeah.
And we also play...
Dirty Money, no.
Dead Money.
Dead Money.
Dead Money. They're fucking amazing. I love
Dirty
them.
Money. What the hell am I thinking?
I don't know. Hey,
Dead
that's a good
Money.
One. Dead Money.
Excellent band. Excellent.
Excellent band. Yes.
Here's one. I can't believe it took me even. I had to look at my phone to figure out Liliac.
Oh, Liliac. Yeah.
I mean, it's an original name.
Yep.
And I mean, I like the name Liliac. It suits them.
It's cool.
The Space
totally
Sharks.
Cool.
Lonnie, great band, great psychedelic, fuzz-loving, kick-ass rock band. The Space Sharks. Love those guys, Lonnie. Head of that group. That's a good name.
Absolutely, that's a good name. I love this name, and they're great guys, and we played them before on the show. Home is West. I don't know why I love that name.
Yeah.
It's like
not bad.
It's a chill name, and it kind of it takes me somewhere, and you don't know what kind of music it's going to be, which I also kind of like.
It has a structure that embeds itself in your mind because it's not. It's totally atypical as a name. Home is West. It's the kind of statement that you'd go, what?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Home is West.
Home is West. Oh. So did you come up with any? I know I'm going to have more here in a second. They're coming to me fast and furious now.
Yeah, it's a tough one for me. I'm going to look at...
you know what's a cool name? Hurt in the Heartbeat. It's an interesting name, but Hurt and the Heartbeat, they're a local band that plays all the time. And then he also has another band that he's in called the Muckers.
No kidding.
Yeah, so just interesting names. I know there are more that I'm missing, but these are just some that come to mind. But indie bands. So any of the bands that we've named, you can actually look up online, and they're really fucking good bands.
There are. Now I actually stumbled across a list of indie bands. How about that?
Oh, look at
that. You might not know some of these, but all right, what about Starshine Black? I thought that's an interesting, fascinating group.
I don't think they're around anymore, though.
No, not together. No. Elm Treason. It's offbeat, but
I like having
they're an
the
acoustic.
Word treason in anything.
Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, it's an acoustic, predominantly, almost entirely acoustic, kick-ass rock and roll band. I love that. Those two guys.
Yeah. Ooh, that was really loud.
Yeah. Pop that top. Pop it. Doing powerful stimulants over here. She's about to suck down a monster of all the damn things. I'm allowing this in my house. You believe this?
Ultra Peachy Keen. It's pretty tasty.
Recording here in Bope Studios, and I'm allowing this kind of debauchery. All right, here's one. How about...
Allowing, really?
Yeah.
My goodness.
I mean, I'm not even objecting, even voicing an objection to this debauchery. Here's one. Some people we know. A pretty cute name, I think. It suits them to a T, and it's intriguing and stimulating. Joker Bats.
Oh, that is an interesting name. I like it. I like it because it gives me like a visual.
Byron and Trix, quite an adorable little duo.
People.
Make some nice kick-ass music.
Good humans.
It's, I mean, they're great folks. The music is just irresistible. Lovely. That doesn't taste bad, actually. What is that?
It's Monster Peachy Keen, 0 sugar.
This is not an endorsement, mind you. This show will take no position whatsoever. At least I won't on power drinks. But damn, it was pretty tasty.
It is really tasty. And by the way, if Monster wants to sponsor us, I'd be down with that. I only drink it if I need to, and I need to.
we will take your money, Monster. Yes. I actually, the indie group that got together some years back, but has been gone really a while, Jaggedy Ann. I think it's kind of cute because
it's a cool name.
Cool name. It just puts a spin on. I don't know. It just Jaggedy Ann. I mean, it puts a spin on. It's like a doll. It's like jagged. It's dangerous. It's pretty. It's a toy. It's a awesome group, fronted, of course, by Leona X, the house band here, pretty much. Yeah.
What about Angel Machine?
Good name, yes, and it sounds like what you would think. It sounds, it's industrial enough, it's mechanized enough, it's technical enough, and yet, Angelic, he likes to, it's a spiritually driven music project, and it suits Angel Machine's a good name, a grabby name, it intrigues you, and it fits fits what Wade's doing there. I remember meeting Wade at an Ascent show, one of many I've attended.
Yes, Wade was amazing and a great supporter of Ascent, as we were of him, but he's moved and is very happy in another state doing amazing music. What about Certified Zero? That's kind of cool. I like that it's Certified Zero.
Did we play them?
No.
Oh, thank goodness. I don't remember. Thank you.
No.
Usually I'll at least remember the name,
Little Triggers is another one I like. Little Triggers.
Little
That's
Triggers,
a cute name. Celebrity Stalker. Such a cool name.
It is.
It's so cool. And it conjures up like all kinds of thoughts, but I really, really like it.
I rather like a group I really enjoyed. Speaking of Jaggedy Ann, an offshoot of Jaggedy Ann, at least it has one member in common. Sugar Punk Fairies. I thought that was a pretty cute name.
That's a good name.
And that's a rockin' band. I don't think they're together, or at least I haven't heard from them in a while, but great band.
What about Atrocity Girl? I love it.
Atrocity Girl?
Yeah.
Don't tell me we played Atrocity Girl and I forgot.
No, they're a fucking badass band. We should have been playing them. They're actually from the Pacific Northwest. Fucking amazing ass band. So good.
That's actually a pretty good name. Fuck. Take two. All right. No, it's a good name, and it's always a relief to have your partner tell you, no, we never played them on the show. You just didn't forget the whole thing and blank it out of your mind,
Moral Decay, as in decay, not decay, but decay. Moral Decay, I think that's clever.
And a good indie group I like, husband and wife duo, called Slippery When Wet. The only problem with that is...
Reminds me of Bon Jovi.
They're often taken for a Bon Jovi tribute band.
Well, it's not, unfortunately, it's not original. Sadly,
maybe it was when they thought of it, but it didn't stay that way.
No. So yeah, it's a Bon Jovi thing.
Yeah. Unfortunate for them, Good group, The Count and Linda, they rock, I personally enjoyed the name Opera Comique. It was more of a collective project than a group per se. But I was involved quite extensively with that project myself. In fact, if you go to the Reverb Nation page, I'm the the last 4 songs they released.
Opera Comique?
Opera Comique, yes, out of Tasmania.
What does that mean?
Well, it's French. It sounds French, even though they're from Tasmania. It's just like a comic opera, Opera Comique, I think it's the name of a real thing, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, it had this grandiosity about the name, which kind of I thought was borne out by the scope of the collaboration. And I don't say that because I was involved. No, nothing like that.
No, you never do.
I would never do that. But that's any more leap to mind?
No, I think that's more than enough. I think I've droned on quite long enough. So, but there are a bazillion indie bands that have great names, and maybe even greater music than their names. So hopefully some of those bands you'll go take a listen to. I'm sure they would love it, and we would love to be part of what draws you to them. Yeah,
we were talking about names we actually liked, indie band names. We probably wouldn't have mentioned them if we didn't like the bands also. So it's not likely we would. So go ahead.
You may not have liked all the bands I named.
Oh, no. But between us, we pretty much endorse all the bands we might have spoken of. Anyway, I think that only leaves for you to say in this instance.
Let's fly this coop.
This has been Winging It, a presentation of Birds of a Feather on What the Flock Radio.